So here we are then, once again, with F1 2021 and part 10 of our Immersive Driver Career Mode in Season 2 with Ferrari. Today we have got the Hungarian Grand Prix. Last time out we started at the back and finished very, very well. We finished on track in 7th. 3-second penalty, which when I look back in editing, it was the very last corner. We ran a little bit wide and got 3-second penalty for that. A little bit harsh, I feel, considering we definitely didn't gain any advantage there. But, hey, it is what it is. We started at the back with a brand new engine, fought our way through the field. It was a really entertaining Grand Prix, thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was somewhat a bit of redemption for how agonising our season has been so far at Ferrari. 5 DNFs, including that Azerbaijan Grand Prix, which shows as an 18th place because it was on the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix, so we were still classified in that one. But Hungarian Grand Prix, we finished 7th here last season with Alpine, so I really do think we've got a good chance of getting some points again. Hopefully we can get through to Q3. I think the pace is pretty good, but we will find that out very shortly. But yeah, we're just building towards that top 10 finish. I don't think we're going to beat Charles Leclerc now in the standings. I think we would have been right up there with him had we not had as many mechanical failures as we have had. But, you know, that's the way Formula 1 goes, and we've got to keep going. Some people have been saying in the comments section, maybe I should be commenting in the interviews about these failures, and the problem with that is I believe it will lower the morale of the different departments. If you criticise the powertrain department, then they will get lower morale, and therefore the development will be stunted a little bit. And that is why I've been a little bit tentative to actually do that. Because, you know, at the end of the day, we want the car to progress. We want it to become a race-winning car again. It's not looking great at the moment. We're still the 6th best team. Okay, you know, we're a couple of upgrades away from being the 3rd best team, but we're miles off Mercedes, so potentially we need to look elsewhere at the end of the season, and you know, it's a 10-season career mode. Potentially we could try all 10 teams by the end of it, but we'll just have to see. There might be regulation changes, that sort of thing, but certainly fancying a seat at McLaren or Mercedes. Maybe even Aston Martin, Red Bull, you know, all of those teams are attractive to me. We'll just have to see how the rest of the season goes, how our season goes. We may well even end up staying at Ferrari, but we'll have to see how we get on in qualifying today, because we've got 10 rounds to go this season, so let's make the most of them and try and get well up into the top 10 of the standings. Here we come then, up to the line. It's a 1:14.1, which is enough for 3rd place at the moment. Quicker than Alonso, quicker than Gasly. 5/10 slower than our teammate Charles Leclerc. So there's no guarantee that'll be enough to get through Q1, but I'd be very surprised if it wasn't. Well, there we go. We're through to Q2 in a quite consistent position of 14th. We do tend to find that that's where we end up in Q1, but we are through to Q2. Not too far off the pace to get through to Q3. We can definitely improve the lap that we had in Q1, but nice to get through without having to use a second set of tyres. Here we come then, up to the line, and it's a 1:13.9 this time, quicker than Vettel. But only 0.2 quicker than our time in Q1. I don't think that will be enough to get through to Q3. But we will try our very, very best. There will be a few guys trying to get through on the medium tyres. And maybe we can play on that. Well, we are through to Q3. We couldn't improve on our second flying lap, but looking at that, you know, we did get through in 9th place. Just about. Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll both out for Aston Martin. The AlphaTauri's out as well, and Esteban Ocon joining them. I don't think we've got any chance of pole position, but we'll give it a go. Well, here we come. Up to the line then. Lando Norris has gone quickest. We go quicker. A 1:14.2. As you can see, it is raining out there. So is that going to be the best that we come across? Who knows? We've seen the rain and we got out there straight away. This is the only set of tyres that we have for qualifying. Bottas goes quickest with a 1:13.6 for Mercedes. But we are ahead of Norris and Alonso at the very least. Here comes Sergio Perez or Max Verstappen. Are they going to matter? Verstappen goes second. He goes P2.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
A little bit wide there. What about Daniel Ricciardo? He comes through and he's nowhere near. What about Sergio Perez then? We're going to get out of the way. Perez comes through. Where's he going to finish? Not in the top 5. And neither does Kimi Raikkonen. So we're currently P3. I don't think the track's improving. What about Charles Leclerc? Where's he going to go? He's not even in the top 5 either. So it looks like the track conditions have sufficiently degraded. Hamilton goes P2 with a 1:13.6. That's an excellent time. Norris, and that's it. And that's it. So I think P4 is going to be where we finish. I don't think anybody's going to be able to improve on that. So we can be thrilled with P4, because we certainly didn't have the pace for that, but I seen the rain and I was like, alright, let's get out there. And we just came out behind Lando Norris. We managed to go quicker than him, but yeah, maybe we could have went even quicker. I don't think we would have featured in that top 3. I think they're too far ahead, so I think P4 is the maximum that we could have got. We will have a little look at the timing screen and just have a look at the story of it, because certainly pretty much everyone except Hamilton at the end just, yeah, not managing to really get anywhere near. So I think that should be it. I don't think anybody else is going to improve, because surely conditions are just going to get worse. Let's have a little gander. Yeah, there you go. Look at how much it's raining. I think people have given up now. I think they have. They would have been out of the garages by now. Yes, everybody stayed in. So P4 on the grid for us in Hungary. That is a very good smash and grab.
Finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top 3. Bottas, Hamilton and Max Verstappen. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
Well, we've got to be thrilled with that. P4 on the grid for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Let's see how we get on with David Croft and Anthony Davidson.
Welcome to Budapest once again for another round of the Formula One World Championship. Historically, a good race for first victories, with Button, Hill, Alonso and Heikki Kovalainen all reaching the top step of the podium for the first time here. 14 corners then for our drivers to navigate at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring today. It's 6 lefts and 8 rights around a lap here, with average speeds in the region of 120 miles per hour. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Let's start by talking about Kimi Raikkonen. There's a new gearbox in the back of that car, which means a grid penalty, and hopefully some excitement as they make their way through the field.
Fingers crossed that's one failure they won't have to worry about today at least. There's not much of a silver lining to starting down the field with a penalty, but I think they'll be able to make some of that back up over the course of the race.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, the captain, Lando Norris, and Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, Ricciardo, Perez, and Sebastian Vettel. Gasly, Stroll, Yuki Tsunoda and Ocon, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, George Russell and Mick Schumacher, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Well, look at that. We're coming in lap 7 to pop on the hard tyres. Of course, we could go soft, medium, medium. Which wouldn't be, well, it would be 6 seconds slower. So, I suppose it wouldn't be great. What if we changed the third stint to soft? And we fold that. Yeah, that looks slower. So, yeah, I guess this is the strategy we're going for. Soft, then hard. Yeah, let's go for that. And hopefully, it will work out all right. I'll see you guys at lights out. So here we come then, round the final corner. Forming up the grid. It's Valtteri Bottas on pole position. Lewis Hamilton in second. Max Verstappen in third. We're in fourth. It's a long, long run down to turn 1. Norris fifth with Alonso in sixth. It's going to be a pressure run all the way down.
Be patient and watch for the lights.
To the first corner. Once again, we're placed on the inside. Potentially in a good position. So here we go. Lights out, away we go here in Hungary. A little bit of wheel spin off the start, but I think we're okay. Look at Hamilton, Bottas there going close. Look at Verstappen round the outside as we break down into turn 1. We had a little look down the inside there. Lots of jostling for position behind us, but we managed to hold 4th place there. Bottas leads out of turn 1. Max Verstappen second. Somebody's touched our left rear. There's a bit of contact, a bit of argy-bargy, and it's Fernando Alonso. Just like he was in real life up this end of the track. And Alonso gets in front. Our former teammate there. Showing that there's certainly no love lost between us two. And he manages to get through. But it's Bottas leading, Verstappen in second. Hamilton in third, but Alonso fourth. We are currently in fifth, and we'll take that for now.
On the hards.
Well, we're on lap 5 of this Grand Prix. And as you can see, we got DRS on Fernando Alonso, but it is so difficult to overtake around here. I am thinking about coming in to the pits a lap early, just to try and avoid the rush in the pit stops. Okay, so here we come then. We're going to come into the pit lane on this lap.
Charles is in for his stop.
Oh dear, Charles come in as well. Well, we were the lead on track, so this is going to hamper Charles' race.
Go, exit now.
But we're away. I mean, he's straight in after us, so hopefully he'll be alright. Well, here we go then on Mick Schumacher. Should be an easy enough overtake, and it is.
7.5 seconds.
I don't think we lost too much time there, which is good. We're ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. Not entirely sure where he was on the circuit before the pit stop, but we're ahead of him nonetheless. Well, that's an unusual overtaking spot, but we are past George Russell. Nice little move there.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
Just got to be a little bit careful now. We don't want to lose our front wing unnecessarily. Everybody else is into the pit lane. We will see if Fernando Alonso is still ahead of us. I'm expecting him to be because we've been stuck in traffic. There you go. They are leaving the pit lane now. We're going to make our way safely around the outside. But that isn't good. You can see Fernando Alonso clearly ahead of us there. No idea what tyre he's on. Oh, we got a chance on Tsunoda here. And we're through. Good move.
Yellow flag.
There's a yellow flag as
Be
well.
aware, there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
Whoa. Don't know what happened there. There was something going on. I think the safety car's been deployed, rightfully so. Let's just have another look at this, because we were too busy sort of dealing. Oh, there's just a car on the inside there. I assume it's Lance Stroll. But yeah, safety car has been deployed, so...
Drop your speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
So that brings us back into the race with Fernando Alonso. And, well, presumably, Ocon's going to go a little bit further on these medium tyres, or maybe those sort of runners will take the time to come in now and get themselves onto the hard tyre to try and go to the end of the race. I don't know, maybe that's what they'll do. But, yeah, that was pretty scary with that Aston Martin just sitting there on the inside. I assume that was Lance Stroll. Don't really know what happened to him. But he's not out of the Grand Prix, it was just a spin. So... I mean, Ocon is very, very slow. I would like to pass him. It's not meant to be. I mean, Verstappen has jumped the two Mercedes cars in those pit stops, which is interesting. I think it's Gasly leading the race at the moment. Alonso, of course, in a net 4th position. And then Ocon ahead of us. So Ocon is going to be a key player in this race. It's how quickly we can get past him. I mean, it says pass Ocon, he's fallen out of the queue. But then now it says stay behind Ocon, so...
Until the green flags.
Okay, so we're about to get underway again here. Is Ocon going to pit? No, he's not. But here we go.
The track is clear.
We're underway once again in this Hungarian Grand Prix. Unfortunately, we just lost the back of Ocon, but we're going to go down the inside. It was an important move to make, and we made it. It was a bit bulldozer-esque, but we are through. Back up into, well, 6th position at the moment, which will turn into 5th once Gasly comes into the pits. But that was an important move to make, because now we're directly behind Fernando Alonso, and hopefully we can catch up to him. Well, you join me on lap 20 of this Grand Prix. It's all sorted itself out with the pit stops and whatever. We are trapped behind Fernando Alonso. You know, we're not really getting close enough to make a move on him, but we are trying different lines and braking later into certain corners to try and spook him out a little bit, but it is going to be tough to get past him. He's a wily old fox, and, you know, we know that. Well, we come from far back on Fernando. We saved up our ERS, and we are through on the 2-time world champion. Finally, we managed to make the move stick It was a tough old battle with him because he was just placing his car so well. And you see, we've needed a purple first sector to pull it off. But we have managed it, and now we're ahead. Can we stay ahead? Well, we just set the fastest lap of the race there. I mean, I know we were going quick to pass Fernando, but I didn't realise we were going quite that quick. And we've managed to get out of the 1 second window, and now that we're in some clean air for the first time in this Grand Prix, we're actually the fastest man on the track. Well, you join me on lap 30
to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop
of this Grand Prix. We got 6 laps to go. We're well ahead of Fernando Alonso now, 5.5 seconds. There is yellow flags up ahead. I'm not entirely sure what's gone on.
Okay, clear.
It must have been something to do with the fact that there was traffic ahead with Mazepin. I was thinking that could potentially be an opportunity for us to sneak onto the podium today, but yeah, I don't see it now. Verstappen still leading the way. The Mercedes cars not able to find a way past at the moment, so their unblemished record in Season 2 is about to come to an end, you feel. Well, here we come then, onto the final lap of the race. It looks like we are going to finish in 4th, and touch wood, it looks like we are going to finish with the fastest lap as well, depending on whether Verstappen can push really hard on this final lap. That's usually what they do, the AI. They give it everything on the final lap to try and get the fastest lap, so we will see. We're approaching Mick Schumacher to lap him now, but we're not going to take any undue risks here. Just going to make sure we get past him nice and cleanly. Might lose a little bit of time to Fernando behind, but it doesn't really matter to me. It's been a good Grand Prix. We pitted early to get onto the hard tyres.
7.3 seconds.
It didn't really work out at the time, but the safety car came at the perfect time. We managed to stay with Fernando and had one opportunity and took it. And there you go, fastest lap of the race goes on the final lap. And it's Max Verstappen that wins the Grand Prix. We finish in an excellent 4th though, and that is something we can be really, really happy with.
It's victory in Budapest then, and what a victory it is after an incredible Grand Prix. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they secured here. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
Well, you've put me in a bit of a tight spot today, but I think I'll go for Pierre Gasly. He kept a cool head under pressure and made the most of some difficult circumstances.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Well, an excellent 4th place there for us in the end, and that helps us secure 4th in the championship. A Constructors' Championship anyway. Max Verstappen wins the Grand Prix. Bottas and Hamilton closely behind in 2nd and 3rd. We finished 9 seconds off them in the end. I think they had a really fast last lap. We didn't really. Alonso finishes 5th, Norris in 6th, Perez 7th, Ricciardo 8th, Gasly 9th, and Tsunoda in 10th. Leclerc only finishes 11th, and well, none of the 2-stop runners managed to finish in the top 10. So that kind of shows where that came from. Sebastian Vettel did in fact retire. It must have been him that had the spin earlier on in the Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton 65 points ahead of Valtteri Bottas in the championship. Verstappen only 4 points further back. Lando Norris in 4th position at the moment. Closely followed by Ricciardo there. Alonso in 6th. Excellent season from him so far. We managed to go up to 10th in the standings with that result. Constructors, you can see Ferrari, we have just overtaken Aston Martin. Alpine is still there as well. Unbelievably, they've got the 3rd best car, but they're down in 6th at the moment. Can we do something special with Ferrari? Can we potentially catch up McLaren and take 3rd in the championship? You've got to say it's possible, but Lando Norris and Ricciardo are certainly having an excellent season so far, so it is going to be tough. But that is where we're going to leave it. Pardon me. That was a long race. Yes, I'm tired. If you've enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for more F1 content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. And goodbye.